Today I want to share a singer-songwriter, Brant Buckley, and his new song, Wedding Love. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Wedding Songs Podcast, featuring newly released songs you need to know and the tried and true classics. Get song ideas from the time guests arrive until the last dance of the reception. And now your host, Matt Campbell, founder of MyWeddingSongs.com.
Welcome everybody to the Wedding Songs Podcast. I am Matt Campbell. Today I have a very special guest, Brant Buckley. He is from the Chicago area and he just released a brand new song called Wedding Love. Welcome to the show, Brant.
Yeah, I'm honored to be here, Matt. Thank you so much for having me. This is exciting to be here.
Yeah, I'm honored to have you here as well.
Thanks.
Just to kind of get the juices flowing, can you just share some of the musicians that have inspired you through the years?
Yeah, Neil Young is huge. All of like the 60s, 70s acoustic singer-songwriters, Robbie Robertson, Bob Dylan, and I hail kind of from the Philadelphia area, so there was like such a great amount of songwriters there. Ken Queter was like this legendary acoustic guy. I said was, but he's still around. He's in his 70s. And my blues mentor, Jesse Graves, played with like Muddy Waters, Hound Dog Taylor, Tom Waits, Bonnie Raitt. So that was blues aspect to my music now too, but not so much this song. That's like through meeting Jesse Graves, he turned me on to blues. So Wedding Love is more along the lines of those classic acoustic singer-songwriters. And yeah, that's the guitar. That's my main acoustic one. So yeah, and I it's interesting. I'm in the Chicagoland area, and I'm more, in touch with the Philadelphia scene than I am here. I know, the players here, but there's something of that coffee house kind of acoustic sound that's, I was going to say a Boston accent, in my heart.
Actually, that kind of music really blends well for ceremony music and, lower key dinner music. So I love that style of music. And you must have been totally stoked about the new Bob Dylan movie as well, I'm going to guess.
Surprisingly, have not even seen it. I need to see it, which is, someone needs to punch me. Maybe you can. But I've saw trailers and stuff. I'm gonna make an effort to see it this weekend. But yeah, speaking of Bob Dylan, Ken Queter, that's the reason I got into songwriting. Quick story, when I was at Berkeley, I thought I was going to do music production and engineering, and was at a crossroads and heard his music because I interned at a studio in Philly, Third Story Recording. Saw his pictures, listened to his music, and I'm like, this is what I want to do. But he is there's no one who knows more than Bob Dylan than this guy. He's like Bob Dylan reincarnated, or like a brother. Plays all of his music, and he has his own vibe, but he's so similar to Bob Dylan. So watching him is, he's still out there. He's one of the best.
Let's get into your song a little bit, Wedding Love. You just released it. We're recording at the end of July, but you did release it mid-July.
Yeah.
And, it's such a heartfelt, personal song. Can you just take us back to the moment of what inspired you to write it?
Yeah, so it was my cousin's wedding. Her name's Mira and Luke. They were married in Boulder, Colorado in, I believe, the summer of 2014. So once I kind of saw, he proposed to her in Boulder. I think Boulder, actually have it written down. Something Lake, Hanging Lake, Hidden Lake. Anyway, beautiful area, Colorado, crystal blue clear waterfalls. And so I saw the photos. It was just, she's the first cousin. She's my cousin to kind of get married in the family. Yeah, that just planted a seed and left an impression on me. So that was, I believe that was 2013, summer of 2013. They were married summer of 2014. I think around December of 2013. So I wrote the song in Chester Springs, Pennsylvania, I believe that summer, fall 2013. At the end of 2013, I played it for my family here in Chicago. Everyone was here with the exception of Mira and Luke, and I played it over a video. What was iPhone at the time? The iPhone video. Seems like so long ago, right? 2013. So everyone was in tears, and I had no idea the power of the song, but it really moved them. And then, she asked me to play it at her wedding, and I played it in the summer of 2014 at her wedding at the Boulder Country Club. And yeah, it was pretty powerful. Just honored to, even be asked to.
To put you on the spot here, what took you so long from playing the song at the wedding in 2014, and then 11 years later you're releasing it?
Yeah, so I actually did record a version of the song in standard tuning in 440 hertz. I called it Mira's song after her. It was just like an acoustic song. So that was 2015, and it just didn't really go anywhere. I wanted to record it with like a string quartet, but just didn't have the money. So kind of the last 8 months, I found out about this 432 hertz recording through, like, I do a lot of meditations, and this one meditation I was doing said 432 hertz, and I'm thinking like, wait, that's interesting. That's not how the guitar or music is tuned, and I tuned the guitar to it. Started doing like a lot of research on 432 hertz. Apparently it's like the universal frequency at which the universe vibrates. And I've been playing with it the last, 6, 7, 8 months, and something just told me like, hey, if this tuning's really about trying to get in the heart and soul and love and positive energy, re-release this song with Do It Right with the string quartet. So obviously I changed the title from Mira's song to Wedding Love. I figured that would be more generic and more people would be connect with Wedding Love versus Mira's song. So yeah, it's been a journey, and they liked both versions. So again, I never planned this. It just kind of like organically happened.
That's interesting. I actually love how you changed the song title, because I talk to other artists and they make their songs so specific about specific people, and it's really about other people relating to your song. And if it's all about, your cousin, then it's really hard for other people to relate to that song.
Yeah, I agree. So, well, I have to give a shout out to my mentor Jesse Graves. He's the one who taught me to like simplify your music, get out of the way of yourself, because usually it's like I, and kind of I have the lyrics in front of me. This is kind of one of the first songs, I know I wrote it a while ago, where I just stepped outside of myself into them. My songwriting's all just imagination with truth involved, but I was just imagining what that whole situation was like, and just I hope there's not an I in there. I know this interview I'm going to be saying I, but
it's all right. It's all good. So a lot of couples are looking for unique wedding songs all the time, because they don't want the same song that's played at every single wedding. I'm not going to say all the time, but a few. It's happening more and more for sure. How do you see Wedding Love fitting into the wedding moments, like the ceremony or first dance?
Yeah, this actually, I was going to like transition this question to you, because you're the master at this, but I played it at her ceremony right before they were married. I just had some more press on the song. They said like cocktail parties and first dances, but ultimately it'd be so cool if I could somehow turn this into a business where I go and, go to weddings, or the song takes off and I just perform let's hire Brant, and, get a following and perform the song live. Like, that would be the ultimate. Now, wherever that fits in, I don't know. I just feel like as a singer-songwriter, I'm the first one to hear the song, and then I put it out and it's not mine anymore. So this is your forte. So that was one of my questions I wrote down. What do you see with it? I don't know.
I see it as a prelude song. So as guests are arriving, songs are so personal. I don't want to say like Walking Down the Aisle, because those are such personal songs. First dance, if they can relate to the song, for sure. Mm-hmm. But for me, just because of the vibe and the acoustic aspects of the song, for me, I like having it as a prelude as everybody's coming in. So
yeah, I'm all for it.
And my tip to you is, if you don't have a website yet, get that up. And then I talk to a lot of singer-songwriters, and they actually do exactly what you say. They go to weddings and they perform for the ceremony, or they perform that first dance, and they're in and out.
Really, that's something we should talk about. I mean, not on the podcast, but I don't know much about the wedding, industry and business, and I know that's your forte, but that gives me hope. Yeah, that's cool. So. Yeah,
that would be my one recommendation, is just to reach out to other singer-songwriters who are doing it, who have figured it out. That would be my recommendation.
Okay. I have my own website, brantbuckley.com. Are you thinking this would be its own kind of separate website geared towards weddinglove.com or something? Okay, I didn't know if it was a separate thing you were mentioning.
I would just have it as another quote-unquote section on your site.
Yeah.
Okay. Hire me.
Yeah. Another tab. Good for SEO, as you're an SEO specialist.
You have a folk singer-songwriter in the Chicago area. Brant is available.
Yeah, hey, I'm here. It's Wedding Love. Let's do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So next up, I just wanted to transition into, you mentioned the song is getting national airplay and traction on the radio. What has surprised you the most about the journey of sharing the track and the word that's getting out?
I mean, just getting it done. I mean, this has been a miracle because, again, I'll bring this guitar out and show you some stuff in a second, but 432 Hertz is it's so subtle. From 440, it's like the difference between like a light red or a different color shade, or you can use any color. But I mean, once I found out about 432 Hertz, to answer your question, the hardest, it's just, I can't believe it's even done. So just getting it done and was a miracle, recorded. So like, I mean, I had the idea. Just getting used to this 432 Hertz has taken me months. It's so subtle, but different. I still struggle singing in it. So then booking the recording, then I had to find a string quartet, and I had no idea what was going to happen here. And then I was talking, I want to say it was engineered by this guy named Roshi Sen of Gremlin Studios in Aurora, Illinois. Like, he helped me so much with the track. But I felt more pressure on this song recording than any other song I've ever done. And we were talking about it because I already had a prior recording of it. And then it was like, what is this going to be? So I've just been doing this by the seat of my pants, every step of writing the song out, getting the charts, recording the guitar part, doing the vocals, finding a string quartet. Here, someone writes out the string. I don't write for string quartet, so someone had to write the parts out. What does that sound on, like a MIDI? They would send me like this MIDI version that's not like the real version. Then the real version, and then going and mixing and mastering it. So it's like there's been all these, and then like radio airplay, like this radio PR guy and all this stuff I had to do for the track. And now that it's being played, it's like all over the country. It's like, it's amazing. So I don't know how it's happening. It's like I'm just going by an internal voice I heard when I meditated, and no, I'm not crazy. I just do a lot of meditation, and that's where like my ideas come, is when there's no mind. That's the point of meditation. So I don't really know how it's happening. As you're asking me this, I'm thinking like, has this happened? Is this really? It's like a dream.
Podcast. What's going on?
Yeah. Where am I? It's like the Terminator 1. Like, what year is this?
Right. Well,
so it's exceeded my expectations, and it's kind of like the first song I've ever kind of treated like a product or a business as well, where I think it has mass appeal, and sending it to people, and hiring a PR radio guy and taking it more seriously than my other songs. So like, it's the other songs, I, it's like, who's going to relate to that?
Well, I think that's a great transition. Besides the I wanted to ask you, how did you approach writing this song versus your other songs? Wedding DJs and wedding pros, are you ready to elevate your expertise and keep the dance floor packed? Introducing the Wedding Music Letter, your weekly email written by me, Matthew Campbell, packed with exclusive insights and inspiration. Every Wednesday, I deliver curated playlists, deep dives into wedding and music industries, and practical tips on topics like science of creating a playlist, managing decibel levels, and crafting unforgettable parent dances. Stay informed, stay inspired. Subscribe to the Wedding Music Letter and bring the best music moments to life at every wedding. Sign up today at weddingmusicletter.com. The Wedding Music Letter, expert insights every Wednesday straight to your inbox at weddingmusicletter.com. Now back to the show.
Yeah, well, here, let me, I don't know if hopefully you can still kind of... So, I mean, it's no different than writing. Every song is so much different. It was just a moment of inspiration. And I was in Philadelphia at the time, kind of learning all the blues. So it's very, I think of it as very James Taylor-ish, like, the finger picking. So I had that. It just all kind of came out. So that, then when you smile at me, so on and so forth. So the melody came. The chorus part I struggled with. This was probably my coolest creation, in my opinion. So it's like this weird, that's the opening chord to the chorus. So that came like a few days later. Then the second verse came. So the first verse and the second verse, it's just a little intricate with the finger picking and coordinating the melody. So the melody came, the chorus came, and then I think the bridge, that came pretty quick. So it was all like a matter of like a week and a half, and the song was done. So I think just like to something that's kind of minute, like the other I'm looking at my lyrics. So the only thing I changed from the original, so the chorus says, it's funny, I can't remember my lyrics, but I can sing them, but I have to look at them if I'm talking to you. So the first version goes, so the chorus is, you are the one for me when my heart aches. When you say you love me, I love you. The first version didn't have breaks. It said again, you are the one for me when my heart aches. I did that twice. So the newer one, I added breaks. There's some little subtlety I did kind of like with the guitar and stuff, and changed some stuff, and then did some doubling on like the vocals and stuff at different points. And one of the most interesting things, I've never seen anyone do this. Again, these little moments I'm proud of, like I was saying, like I feel like a songwriter. This chord, that's the first chorus, but in this new recording, I took an electric guitar, and this is a capo. It can change the keys, so I put this capo like an octave up, so it was like all the way up here, and I only did it for the chorus parts. It's so buried in the mix, and like, I remember I spent like a week before going to the studio, like trying to, like, I couldn't even do it right now. I'd have to be in like the zone to do it. So so it's like, I feel like this is it's so subtle, but I feel like it's the first time I sound kind of in tune or feel in tune from 440 Hertz. And I, like, speaking of, you're a DJ and, maybe other DJs, I'd say experiment with 432 Hertz, because you can take music and then digitally through like Logic or Pro Tools bring it down. And that's actually the string quartet players, or they couldn't record it at 432 because they would have had to like get thicker strings. So they recorded at 440, then through technology brought it down to 432. But what's interesting, I thought that was so fascinating because I actually played with the thicker gauge. I play with the thicker gauge now due to 432 Hertz because it's a little lower than standard tuning. So I made that adjustment, which I'm still not used to. But I thought it was ironic because I wasn't sure, like, this was like a big, like, do or die moment. Like, should I change the guitar strings? What should I do? And I did. And then, like, hearing that the string quartet couldn't play it because they didn't have thick enough strings, I was like, oh, okay, I made the right decision, I guess.
I love it. We just got a master class on your process. That's awesome.
Thanks. Yeah. Well, here, just to show you like where it comes from. I wish I could sing as James Taylor. I am what I am. I can't sing as clear as him, but what's that? Like, there's a hiccup part here. I'll just play so. I think one part I go, but that's so like he'll take a chord. That's what I learned from him. You can take one chord and turn it into like 10 chords or something. If you see the bridge, I think that high note, that's definitely from James Taylor. The same note. Then, so every chord is hitting that. So it's just a style. And I saw Livingston Taylor was one of my teachers at Berklee College of Music, and James came to class, and John Mira. So I saw a lot of these guys, and you just kind of watched them like a hawk, and hopefully through osmosis absorbed some of it and made it my own. But I don't know, it's just my style. For this song, I do a lot of different things.
For somebody that's just on the outside, it's interesting. I actually hear, you may not know the song, you may or may not, but one of the members of Peter, Paul, and Mary released There Is Love, and I can totally hear that in that song.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, because again, it's like I never planned that, and I like listened to that too. I'm like, wait, that kind of like just a weird coincidence or something. Right. So yeah,
it's not exact, but you can hear the influence. Yeah. So that's cool.
Yeah. Well, that's what, if you think of those are like, that's kind of like the 60s Bob Dylan, Peter, Paul, and Mary, that whole folk rock acoustic scene, and that's it's exactly what it is. So yeah, that's cool.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. That's cool. Somebody hasn't done that before on here. So.
Oh, there you go. Cool. Yeah.
So getting back to just a little bit about the song, what was your cousin's and her husband's reaction when they heard the song recorded professionally?
Yeah, they loved it. So the first version, I know they were huge on it. This version they liked a lot, but I know with their business, they're working like 7 days a week, so I guess what I'm saying is they loved it, but I couldn't see. The most powerful reaction was when I played it live. So yeah, they loved it, and they're excited they're excited for it. So and
Well,
it even ties into their business because she sells wedding rings, and they do a lot of crystals and stuff. So it does relate to not only to them but also their business too, which is kind of interesting.
then you can tell them for $5 extra, your client who buys a
Yeah.
wedding ring can have my song on MP3
Yeah.
flash drive.
There you go. I was thinking because they've been very successful the last 5-6 years doing Instagram live sales, and I'm like, maybe I could just show up there and play the guitar for a invoice of this. The
cool.
song would have to be. I wouldn't do that, but
Yeah.
anyway. Yeah, they love the song, and what's interesting, I not only for them, but I performed it live a few other times where there were couples there. And this is one of the only songs where people just stop and listen. So I maybe performed this to live 5 or 6 times where there actually were people getting married there, and they're like, someone knew I wrote this song. They're like, "Oh, play this for them," and whoever was emceeing it, and Brant dedicates it to this. I don't know the people, but every time the audience, the man and woman, are just they're like.
Yeah, that's why we have one-hit wonders. It's a difficult thing for sure.
Yeah. Hey, I'd love to be in that category. That's not a bad category to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you're clearly passionate about music and the emotional power. What advice would you give to couples searching for songs that feel personal or authentic about their love story?
Yeah, and again, I was going to also, this was another one I was going to divert back to you, because this is again, your business, but I'm like a feel player. I do everything by feel and intuition, so I'd say the song has to move you or move them or move the couple, and from that choose what you feel. If not, use your service, right? I just saw your website's so cool with that, picking your own song or whatever, or your style, mood, or this, and then you delivers you a song. I mean, I don't think that I don't know. I've never heard of that until I saw it the other day. So, what do you think on that?
I think exactly
this
that.
is your gig, not mine. So I don't. You know so much more about this than I do.
I'm right there with you that, of course, number one thing is pick a song that means something to you as a couple.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is. If the lyrics don't match or whatever, if it means something special to you guys, who cares? Play that. Pick that one first and foremost. If not, then look at the style of music and exactly what you said, the story. If the story doesn't really, if they're talking about a small town girl and you grew up in the New York City, then it doesn't really match your story.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're spot on. Yeah, it's just an energy thing. I a funny story for you. You have another question, but I was working at Guitar Chicago before the pandemic, and you would get strange requests, and one person called and they were having their wedding. This was before I re-released this song. I wasn't even thinking about this song, really. And they wanted someone to play a Bruno Mars song. I think it might have been Grenade or something. Mm-hmm. They wanted one of the guitar teachers to play it live at the wedding. So I sent them a recording of me just acoustically, and I know that guy's voice is incredible. I'm no Bruno Mars, and it was just yeah, we don't want you. Because based on me, this folky, bluesy guy singing that, I thought that was funny that I sent it, and they're yeah, that's not good. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was kind of funny.
Reminds me of the websites where you can go in and buy your custom song, and that's picking the genre and all that stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
So what's
it's
next?
Interesting.
What creatively, where are you headed?
Yeah, good question. The heart, getting into the soul, and this 432 Hertz would just be perfect for it. So I've had this song for a long time. I think I'm gonna update and change some of the lyrics and stuff, but I can't say for sure this is exactly what I'm gonna do. It's kind of like the question of Roger Federer, Novak Djokovic just won Wimbledon, and well, what are you going to do next? I'm not sure.
Disneyland.
So, yeah. My dream. I'm kind of going all in on the track, and I hope something. It's already exceeded my expectations with you being interested in interviewing me, which is an honor, and all of the radio airplay. So I'm just going to kind of see where it takes me. I mean, I already have 3 albums in advance. Every songwriter has 30, 40 songs that they want to release that they haven't released yet. So I'm already always a year or two ahead. It just is what's going to happen in that moment or something. So.
I actually wrote an article for singer-songwriters And one of the things that you kind of alluded to it is when you're releasing a song, the first thing, people don't realize that a lot of people will discover music and search for music on YouTube before they even go to Spotify.
Right,
so I would have a video of you and the song, but then my biggest recommendation is also have a lyric video because people want to know what the lyrics are.
Oh, nice. Well, there you go. Yeah. Do you think that's just kind of like, does that have wedding stuff in the background with the lyrics, or do you think it's just like one standalone image with the lyrics, or what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it doesn't matter as long as you have, a lot of the bigger artists will have a stationary image and then we'll just scroll the lyrics, that I'm perfectly fine with that. But I know a lot of couples want to know what the lyrics are.
Oh, okay. Or maybe I should message Mira and Luke and get a background image of them with the lyrics or something, or I don't know. We'll have to see what they say.
They got to give the okay.
Yeah. Got to probably tint the coloration of the photo so then the lyrics will, fit over it so it blends and stuff.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Funny.
Yeah.
Is there something we missed today that you wanted to share?
Yeah, so I just, that blues book this is kind of like an author copy, so this is, this is my blues book I wrote, Chicago Blues History Preserving the Past, and this was 9 years in the making, so it's basically a Chicago blues grave tour with cemeteries. I'm doing a poor job of kind of showing this, so yeah, so I did this all myself and put it out through Amazon KDP, but these are no James Taylor without any of these guys and some of the women. There'd be no acoustic movement and Taylor Swift or anyone. No one's going to be as good as the male and female blues artists of this era. So they're all buried here within Chicagoland. So that's about it. I'd love to. I think the other thing I need to do is turn this into like a Kindle version or something. So yeah, that's probably another thing that's on the list to do. So yeah, that book was that was an insane amount of work.
And for those that are listening and not watching on YouTube, the name of the book is Chicago Blues History Preserving the Past by Brant Buckley. Yeah, I'm holding up a copy here myself.
Yeah, that's how we connected. I sent you the book and the song, and you're nice enough to interview me, and so thankful you put the song on like your Friday release radar or whatever that's called for the wedding Spotify playlist. So that was great.
It'll be added on our Prelude song list soon too.
Yeah.
We'll throw that on there. So
cool.
Where can people connect with you and follow you?
Yeah, so BrantBuckley.com. That's my website. My Instagram is everything Brant Buckley. So Facebook. I don't have a Twitter. I probably should get that. I deleted that. But Instagram, Facebook. So BrantBuckley.com. So it's nice that there aren't any other Brant Buckleys to compete with. So a lot of people have a name and they don't appear. So it's nice that if you just Google Brant Buckley, he will appear. Talking about myself in third person.
That's okay. Matthew Campbell is a college coach, football coach.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So that happens a lot with when, people search you, the coach comes up.
Always coach. Yeah. So you got to add wedding or something. And just so everybody knows, it's Brant Buckley, BUCKLEY.com. There you go.
You got
it. For those that are watching on YouTube, it's right there on your screen. This has been a special today with a singer-songwriter, Brant. Stay tuned for next week and have a great day.
Thank you for listening to the Wedding Songs Podcast. Never miss a future episode. Subscribe today to our podcast. Follow us on Facebook at My Wedding Songs and send us a message about playlists you would like covered.